Alright, so we've come up with this kind of weird, wacky idea that's a little bit not me. So I was listening to a guy on YouTube that was kind of building sounds with all these different synths that you can get on Logic, and he came up with this really nice idea that was kind of indie inspired, and I'm not a big indie person at all. I don't kind of do anything that kind of genre. So I thought, why not give it a go? So we've come up with a little bit of a structure. We've come up with the drums. We've come up with a little bit of a bass line, and we've kind of threaded it through the whole song. So we've got the structure of the song laid out. So what I want to do now is I want to see whether or not I can flesh it out into something that perhaps I might want to use. So let's have a little bit of a listen to start with, see what we've got so far, so you get a rough idea, and we'll go from there. So we've got some like dynamic changes in the chorus, some dynamic changes in the bridge, a couple of little riff changes, but mainly we're doing the same thing all the way through the song. So I want to see if we can just flesh it out a little bit first of all. So we're going to start off, I think, by adding some guitars and just seeing whether or not I want to keep them simple. I don't want to oversaturate it. So first things first is I want to see whether or not we can get just a nice little guitar going, figure the riff out, and go from there. Let's give that a go. Let's record it and just see where we come up with. Let's get a tone that we like. Find a tone that we like. Alright, so I've got a tone that I kind of like, sounds okay. What I think we're going to do, instead of having it all the way through the verse, it's probably just going to come in the second half of the verse, that guitar part, and then run through there like so. So the start of the verse is just going to begin like this. Some sort of vocal over the top of it as well. Perhaps something else sort of ear candy-wise underneath it. And then we'll move into sort of a pre-chorus with the guitar under it as well. Which I think sounds quite nice. And then perhaps in the second verse, we'll have it all the way through. But again, we might change that up a little bit later. What I want to do now is I want to get the guitar for the chorus done, which I'm going to do the riff again, but I'm also going to pad it out with some chords in there as well. Alright, so the main guitar part is done then. We've kind of got everything there that we wanted to get in. How it's going to sound and how we're going to keep it when the mix is kind of finished, I don't know, but it's there at least, so we can play around with it. So I feel like a good place to actually carry on now is going to be, I want to maybe add the riff in the chorus on the guitar. So that the part that we've just recorded there, the chug part, maybe really low in the mix might sound quite good, but I don't want it too prominent because it's going to turn it too heavy, and I don't want it too heavy. So maybe putting the riff in there might make it sound, you know, if we do that with a bit more of a heavier tone than perhaps we've got in the verses, maybe that thickens the sound a little bit better. So there's actually no riff in the verse. The bass is kind of just doing the chords, so perhaps doing it higher and maybe double tracking it with a lower one as well. So let's just play around and let's see where we get to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I think about it. It's quite uncomfortable to me, to be fair. I'm trying to figure out what should go where and how it should sound. It's just not, this style of music as well, especially, is just not something I'm familiar with. But we're going to keep going. We'll keep trying. You know, even if it turns out to be a bad song, you've got to get the bad songs out. So let's give it a go. You know, if nothing else, it might give me a bit of a stem, a bit of an idea for a different song. So we'll just keep doing it for now. So, it's all there. I mean, all the parts are there, all the riffs are there. In terms of distorted guitar, that's kind of where I want to leave it. I don't want to put anything else on it. Alright, so I've made the decision. We're not going to have the riff at all in the verses, because I just don't think it needs it. I think when you then add the riff in the choruses, it kind of loses the effect. So it's quite nice going from just the bass and the guitar, just the bass, sorry, and the drums, straight into the guitar, the bass, and the drums. So let's have a listen. With something else underneath that really thickening it out, I think that could sound good. So I wonder whether this guitar is going to thicken it out. Let's have a listen. Sounds okay underneath it. You don't want it very loud at all because it's kind of going to overpower it otherwise. In terms of the first verse, I think the first verse I'm pretty happy just having the bass and drums and then a real reverb-heavy vocal on top. In terms of the second verse, I kind of want to add a little bit more guitar in there. So maybe a little bit of shimmery guitar, some clean guitars on the top, and see how that sounds. So let's get the guitar and work some out. Quite like that. Maybe if we put a tiny little bit of gain on it, but let's get it recorded. Definitely doesn't need it in the chorus. Unless we just go for something completely different. Instead of having the chords, maybe just do like a little lick. Try that instead. I'm conscious of keeping it quite minimalistic, so the less is more almost on this song, I think. That looks nice. That looks nice. And maybe with like a high sort of drony guitar over the top. Alright, so I've kind of added a load of delay onto it. And I think it kind of thickens it up a little bit as well. I don't know whether to drown it in reverb so as it's almost like the notes are almost indistinguishable, but you can hear they kind of merge together. So let's have a listen. That sounds quite nice. Let's do another guitar as well and see whether that kind of makes... whether it lets out what I'm hearing in my head. Let's have a play and see where we come to. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I kind of like that, but I don't know whether it needs it. I don't think it needs to be in the kind of bridge section. I want to make the bridge maybe a little bit more pronounced, but I'm not quite sure how to do that. I think maybe let's play around with some synths and let's kind of thicken up the sound like that. If we can do that and thicken that sound up that way, maybe we'll figure out what we need to do with the guitars, because the guitars at the moment are kind of frying my head a little bit. Kind of just playing around with some synths, and we've got this one analog stack synth I don't know what to think of. Let's try an octave higher. Every chance it doesn't work or sound any good. Don't know. No, it doesn't. I don't like it. Let's knock that idea on the head. We'll find something else. Right, change of plan. We're not going to mess around with the synths. What I'm going to do instead, I'm going to write the vocals, because I think the vocals will give me an idea there of where the space is underneath it. Because I just can't picture how it's supposed to sound in my head. I've kind of done the guitars and kind of knew what I wanted those to sound like, but the rest of it I just can't picture it. It's just not my vibe. It's not what I normally write with, but it's a good challenge to try and make yourself write something different and try and do it differently. So let's go for some vocals, see where we come up with, and see where we can kind of fit parts in around them. So instead of messing around with synths and doing a bit of all sorts, we've put the vocals in to start with. So we're kind of working through the vocals now. We've got the first verse down. We shortened the first verse, halved it. It was just going on far too long, and everything that needed to happen melody-wise, kind of you can get in the first four bars. You'd say first refrains. We're working on the chorus now, so let's have a quick listen and see what it sounds like, and then we'll go from there.
It's been a long time coming, now it's only me and you. Let's set the record straight, let's cut the bullshit that we do. Let's have a conversation, let's have a couple drinks. Let's talk until tomorrow, it doesn't give us time to think. Why'd you keep me coming back to you? Why'd you reel me straight back in?
So that's where we've got to so far. So we've kind of got half of the chorus written. I've got a rough idea of the rest of the chorus. So let's crack on.
Why'd you look me in the eye every time, then walk away? Then walk away.
Nice. I like it. I think it kind of does what I wanted it to do. So I wonder whether it doesn't really need thickening a lot more. It kind of sounds it, maybe with a lower harmony as well, and maybe some vocalizations in the background, perhaps. So second verse is kind of where I don't know whether we do the same sort of thing or whether we just change it up completely.
It's been a year of wasting time pretending you're the one. A million compromises turning into 1,000,001.
So we kind of added like a little 6/4 bar, which like Biffy Clyro inspired Love and try and like change a little bit of the time signature, try and make it feel a little bit juxtaposing so you're not quite expecting it. So we've done that there. I don't really know whether it'll work or not, but we're going to keep it in. We're out of the comfort zone anyway with this song, so we may as well go all in on it.
You walk away from me. Why'd you keep...
I think that You Walk Away From Me has got some potential to like add some crazy harmonies to it and really, really, really go for it.
You walk away from me. 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 Why'd you keep? Why'd you keep? Why'd you keep?
Vocalizations, as expected. Just something a little bit different. Just adds a little bit of texture to it. Just some harmonies to go, and then pretty much that's it. We're just going to get it all mixed and get it all sorted. All right, so song's done. All mixed, all sorted. The only thing that I haven't done is an ending. But there's kind of one anyway. So let's have a listen. Yeah, I haven't got a name for the song. So if you can think of any names for the song, drop them in the comments below. But yeah, here we go. This is the indie song.
It's been a long time coming, now it's only me and you. Let's set the record straight, let's cut the bullshit that we do. Let's have a conversation, let's have a couple drinks. Let's talk until tomorrow, it doesn't give us time to think. Why'd you keep me coming back to you? prizes turning into 1,000,001. Let's have a celebration. Let's try not to forget. Let's wait until the lights come on to figure out my head. Why'd you keep me coming back to you? Why'd you reel me straight back in? Why'd you look me in the eye every time, then walk away, then walk away? You walk away. You walk away from me. Why'd you keep me coming back to you? Why'd you reel me straight back in? Why'd you look me in the eye every time, then walk away, then walk away?
So there you go, that's the song. So well out of my wheelhouse, well out of my comfort zone, not my kind of song that I would normally write at all. You know, a completely different genre, and probably not one that I'll foray into again anytime soon. But that's kind of the beauty of trying to do something different. So if you've enjoyed it, make sure you drop a like. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on Facebook, make sure you drop me a follow. Thanks very much for watching.